Hey listeners, want to share your opinions, give feedback, or tell me and Coach Sarah what you're thinking? Send us a voice message. Voice messages are an easy way for you to send us audio that might end up in a future episode of the Mantra Pod. They're the latest feature from Anchor, the platform we use to make this podcast. You can share a zinger that you hear or a cool phrase that we could use in the Mantra Open, or tell us how a mantra helped you move through a tough moment. We'll see all of your messages, and we might add them into a future episode because Anchor makes that part easy for us as well. You can send us a voice message right now from wherever you're listening. Just tap the link in my show notes. I can't wait to hear from you. Don't forget, if you need a mantra, you can always ask for one at info@coachedandloved.com. Again, that's email info, I-N-F-O, at coachedandloved.com. Wow, sorry, Elton John. Sorry is not the hardest word. Not by a long shot. Must be nice. Hi, this is Coach MK, and this is the Morning Mantra. Hi, my name is MK Fleming. I'm a run coach based in Denver, Colorado. But this isn't a podcast about running exactly. Don't tell my clients, but we're never really talking about the running. When you know a craptastic event is coming, it helps to have a mantra to keep you centered and focused as you move through it. You don't have to be an athlete to be #coached and loved by Coach MK. And if you are here, then you are #winning at life. Today's mantra is, that's a hard no. That's a hard no. My whole life, I've been called crazy, or referred to quite openly as a loose cannon. What this specifically means is that I cannot be counted on to keep my mouth shut and just go with it when I'm fucked with. I am not a cool girl. My silence has never protected me, so if the end result is the same, why wouldn't I speak up? It's perfectly logical. We like to pretend that the sexes are equal and that everyone is equal under the law and that the rain will always fall on the just and the unjust. We submit to the gaslighting. That is because we don't ask correctly, that we don't ask forcefully enough, that we are somehow complicit in our own oppression, and that we are denied things because we just deserve them less. And we buy that nonsense. Because option B is terrifying. Realizing what we're up against, how immutable it is, how so many people don't see it, or worse, how many people do, and still will keep their mouths shut and go along to get along. That's overwhelming. Who would bring a girl into that world? Pause here for a moment, and let's think of the word no, and probably had a conversation recently with someone about how you need to say no more frequently and how you really ought to have better boundaries and enforce them better and be stronger and more resolute and have a spine and stand up for yourself as though the problem is you and the power is yours if you would just get off your ass and stop pleasing people. And if I can't do it, how am I going to teach my daughters? Well, when is the last time someone asked you why you feel this way? The last time someone asked you about the consequences of no. Ask for specifics, how defending and enforcing that no is more work than just saying yes sometimes, most of the time actually, and how angry people get when you say no, how they hold it against you later, how that grudge never goes away. How can some get through this world and not know how dangerous male anger can be? How quickly it can turn on a dime. How many of us avoid people rather than get sucked into conversations where we could be asked to do something and have to say no. Have you recognized this as a survival skill cultivated over a lifetime and not a genetic flaw you were born with and need to fix? If only we could grow the chromosome that allows no to fall off our lips and be heard. I'm thinking about this pretty deeply right now, and here's why. Last Friday, I clicked on an interesting link in an email. TEDx Mile High speaker Jamie Newton founded That's What She Said, a live event where women submit their own true stories and men cold read them on stage. Click here to submit. The premise behind this nonprofit took my breath away. Links in the show notes, but bottom line is that women write stories and submit to the nonprofit. At the live event, sealed envelopes are handed to different readers, all of whom are male, just before he walks on stage. One by one, those men open their envelopes and cold read a woman's story, a woman's experience, out loud to the audience. First-person storytelling is hard. I would like to believe that women are generally not considered to be reliable narrators of our own experiences. But maybe it's just me. You know, since I'm crazy, since I'm so volatile, so crazy, such a loose cannon, and definitely my own worst enemy. And I mean, I obviously never own my own shit, ever. I knew immediately which story I wanted to tell. It's a story I haven't really told because I could not think of a way to get my point across to make myself heard. I took a deep breath and went there, you guys. The result was pretty powerful, if I say so myself. I'm very proud of what I wrote. If my story isn't selected for this event, I may find a dude to cold read it on the podcast. How much fun would that be? Spoiler alert, this story has to do with the consequences of no that we generally don't acknowledge, that we pretend don't exist. I tell you all of this to underscore the fact that even me, your fearless leader, your crazy, loud, volatile, mouthy, opinionated MK who does not know when to stop, who doesn't know when to quit, and who cannot be counted on to be silent when she is fucked with. Even she struggles with saying, enforcing, and managing the fallout from saying the word no. Saying no is subversive. It's the ultimate act of rebellion. It's jarring. It's unexpected. It's ballsy as fuck. And there are big consequences for saying it, so no wonder most of us don't want to. When Coach Sarah texted me this afternoon to tell me that today, her first global running day as a coach, her third global running day in a row, she still failed to run. I was like, hell yeah, girl, who cares? You said no. Don't overthink it. There are no consequences here. You are becoming a public figure, a leader in a growing community of runners, and the coolest thing you can do is say no when you need to and stand by it publicly, because you're giving other people permission to do that when they need to as well. You're proving that we maintain year-round, so who gives a crap about one missed run? You're doing exactly what I want you to do. You are never letting me down. But of course, we're not talking about the run. We're talking about the no. It's about the consequences of no. That it gives others an opening, an opportunity to come at you and encourage you to flip that no to a yes and just do it, Sarah! OMG! What are the consequences of this no going to be? This is a safe place to say no. This no will not upset the whole apple cart. Not in this area of your life, anyway. This no will not arouse disappointment or anger, not here, not ever. This no does not negate all the other million runs you've done, the work you execute perfectly day in, day out. Your creds, your coach creds are solid and are not impacted in any way by this no. This is a hard no, because it was hard to say. It's ballsy as fuck. And you did that publicly. So, the mantra. Because I'm sure you all know by now, I'm not just talking to Coach Sarah. 40 plus years of conditioning is not going to disappear overnight. Your gut is great. Your survival skills are amazing. No one will ever know the maze you had to navigate to be here today. There is nothing wrong with you. Every choice you've ever made was the right one to make in that moment. You know how to say no, and you know when to speak up and when no one really wants to hear it. You know when the people around you have your back, and you know when they don't. You know when they will help you enforce that no, and you know when they won't. Maybe you hear yourself seeking permission to say no, and are pissed when that permission is denied or ignored over and over, only for your acquiescence to be used against you later. You should have said no. In those moments when you want to explain your no so that it lands softly, when you want to defend your no so the person asking won't push, won't be angry or offended, and won't come back at you again, I want you to hear my voice in the back of your head saying, that is a hard no. And stop talking. No defenses, no explanations. No means no. It's never easy to say. In fact, most of the time, especially for women, no is really effing hard to say. Respect the no. This is me, your coach, encouraging you to be ballsy as fuck and giving you permission to say no and walk away whenever it works for you. And that is how your daughters will learn to do it. Kristen and Chill is a comedy podcast that gets real about depression, therapy, and daily struggles. Often irreverent and lighthearted, conversations range from minor social anxiety to mental health and everything that happens in between. Kristen and Chill also covers topics such as having friends with depression, weight gain, suicide prevention, adult bullying, and more. So if you're looking for a more lighthearted take on these things, go check out the show. Search Spotify and wherever else you listen to podcasts to hear more than 80 endearing episodes of Kristen and Chill. You can also join the conversation and find Kristen on Twitter at Kristen Carney. Sharing really is caring. Truly, the best way you can show a small business owner how much you care is to share your love publicly. In a world where Amazon reviews and Yelp stars can be purchased, your authentic enthusiasm is priceless. It matters. You matter. People pay attention, even if they don't let you know it. To someone who does not yet know our brand or what it means to be #coached and loved, your voice is what makes us real. So please, invite your friends to like our Facebook page. Tag your buddies in the comments of an Instagram or Facebook post that you like. Share one of our super cool fitness protection branded Facebook posts on your Facebook page with a note about why you think we're awesome. Give us a testimonial or post a testimonial somewhere and tag us in it and talking about the impact our community or our coaching has had on your running. We're going to love you either way. But Coach Sarah, she isn't going to love me very long if I can't pay her. We got to grow. Thanks in advance for any help you'd be willing to give.